In this episode of Tips and Mods, I'm going to talk about the electric step that came with my Caravan. And I'm pretty sure it's a generic electric step that van manufacturers use on their vans. At some stage, you might end up with a failure, and if you do, here's a way to go ahead and retract the step if it is in the lowered position, so at least you can continue with your journey. Hi folks, I'm under the van right now. I'm trying to sort out the electric step as it failed to retract after we put it down, and it turns out that it was the switch that was burnt. So what I've got to do now is to actually retract the step so that we can continue with our travels. After some googling and some help on the CRV forum, I found that there is a screw that you can take out to go ahead and retract the step. So I figured that I'll take the opportunity to show you guys who have the same van where it is, so that if you get into the same issue, you will be able to at least retract the step. The screw, this is the back of the step, back at the bottom of the van, and this is the motor box. There is a reset button here if it's an electronic failure, but in this instance the reset didn't work on my van, and it turned out to be the switch that was faulty. This is the motor actuator arm, and this is the step arm, and there is a bolt over here. I think it is 10mm or 12mm. I'll confirm later. I have actually gone ahead and removed the bolt already. Let me just quickly show you the bolt. And there, that's better. That's the bolt over there, and what I have done is I've taken it out. Now I've also found out that when I retract the step all the way, there is a hole over there in the frame, and I'm going to try and put the nut into there to see if it will hold the step up. Alright, so to retract the step, I found that the easiest way is to simply pull on this top bar here, and the step comes back in. Alright, so something to note, in the frame there are two holes over here, and I realized that it matches up with the hole on the arm. So if I can retract it all the way and put a screw in there, it will hold the arm up while I find somewhere to get it worked on. Let me try and get the exposure a little better. There is a hole in the frame, there is a hole in the frame, and there is a hole in the arm, and they match up. So all I have to do is to put a bolt through, and that will hold the steps up in place. I have decided that as I didn't have a screw with a lock nut, the next closest thing I got was a small D-shackle that I took off the boat. Alright, so I've got the D-shackle in place, the step is up, and that's basically about as far as it would go normally, as there is another stop screw here that prevents it from going any higher. And at least this will get me to somewhere where I can source a new switch. Just to give you guys an update on the electric step that failed on me, I've already showed you how to retract it so that you can use it, and the D-shackle makes it really easy to let it down when you're at your next destination if you can't get it replaced immediately. Now what happened was, when I spoke to Crusader about it, the issue I had was I had to get it into a garage or repairer to get it fixed, and I had to go through the warranty process, but that would take a while. And I decided I would contact Aussie Traveller direct because this is an Aussie Traveller step. Now, Aussie Traveller were actually really, really good about it. And I took a picture, I explained what had happened. They sent out a switch, but it turns out that the switch wasn't the only issue. There was something wrong with the electric motor mechanism itself, and they agreed to go ahead and replace the whole unit for me, and were quite happy to send it off to my next destination. As it turns out, that was a very favorable solution. It allowed for a quick fix, and by the time I got to the next place, I would be able to have a working step. But I decided against replacing it with an electric step. What I decided to do was I asked Aussie Traveller if the mounting bolts for the non-electric step was the same as the one for the electric step, and they confirmed that it was. So I asked them if they would send out a non-electric step to me, and they of course agreed, and I've gone ahead and fitted it into the Caravan. Let me just quickly show you. It's I've gone ahead and replaced it. It's a 2-step unit. To retract, all you gotta do is lift and push, and it goes back in place. At least this way I don't have any more electrical issues, especially if I'm off-grid. I hope you found this video useful, and if you're interested in more Caravan tips and mods, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you have any particular questions on items that you would like to see, or if you have done a fix in a slightly different way, do make a comment below. I believe that sharing the information will help all of us that are traveling on the road. Thanks.